Something else occurred to me since you guys want to less disciples. I feel like throwing this beer right in your face. Why? I'll tell you why. I always thought sometime in my life this time might come a little bit. Like guys marching in on me with cameras and all that. Somehow I almost felt it and knew it. I was always going to crash it down and say, jammed up your... You know, they got to me too late. I don't think I can be destroyed, basically. I don't think they can destroy me. I'm too strong. They came too late with too little. The young blondes with the type came too late. The cameras came too late. Don't grin at me like that, it's true. They came too late, I'm too strong. The gods have really put a good shield over me, man. They really have. I've been toughened up at the right time and the right place. Or so goes the delusion. But I really feel it. The gods have been good to me. They really have. They're still good to me. Christ, I've got it.
Smoke your lungs black. The police won't pull the guns back. Don't be black smoke on a black road. You might get pushed in the cracked road. They're gonna claim another black ghost. You get high enough, they might say you asked for it. You get high enough, they're gonna lay you on the asphalt till your blood runs back to where your mama stay. Till we pray over your dead flesh, feast for summer. You get high enough, the whole world gonna know your mama name. The whole world gonna know your mama name. After your own falls off her tongue for the last time into the sweet brown soil that owns your hollow body. I don't remember the last time I wept, but I know I can see my reflection in the slick red river spilling from the boy. I know I can see a world outside my own, looking at its reflection in the glass mountain broken in the name of boys spilling. I know I watched the teeming masses of black thousands split open the blazing sun in the name of the fading sun. I know there's always going to be another dead black body in summer until we run out of houses for black angels in the new heaven, where every black grandma is Jesus to somebody, and Sunday afternoons always on repeat. After the knees been pressed to that old wooden church floor and we prayed for black children climbing up that long ladder to the promised land, and no one falls asleep to a chorus of bullets, and don't nobody turn on the news and see someone who got their baby's eyes, and it smells like chicken is always in the pan even when chicken ain't in the pan, and the song on the radio is always something that you and your grandma know, and your name is still alive in someone's mouth. My name is still alive in my father's mouth. I can still watch him blow a thick cloud of it in the air. It drifts south from our Ohio porch, where we are talking about the trees, but not their history. Not the lives their branches have emptied, but how one in the front yard must fall. So we can look out into another trembling dawn and know that he lived another day in this this country, its mouth wet for his sacrifice. And isn't that also justice? Cutting into the husk of what once were your ancestors as jewelry, watching it fall, spending the new day staring at the blank space it used to fill and wishing your living black skin didn't have to have it this hard, washing your skin in the morning's warmth. Isn't that also rebellion? To stare into the horizon and not see a funeral. Doesn't that also set fire to a country that wishes your children buried? In a country that wishes your children buried, you do not wish a child on your children. You wish them loneliness, or a lover eager to keep an empty bedroom. I can't help but watch the black kids on the east side playing on a street where the cars still stop after a basketball takes a bad bounce off the side of a rim and escapes the driveway. Nostalgia is a gift for the living. When I say that I am growing old, I mean that I have lived long enough to fear death. I have seen my name carved into stone pressed in the cold earth. I can see what rests on the edge of my reflection, how I look so much like my mother, who now looks like no one still alive. This nomadic face, this blank slate eager to shake itself free, this legacy eager to be given, yet no one wanting to carry its burden as another shot fires off the back of a hoop, becoming swallowed by the sky. Becoming swallowed by the sky was the only other option when the police caught Jason with 2 bricks outside the dollar store back in July '07. 2 years after Jason got a scholarship pulled, the day after, he blew his knee out playing summer ball in the North Courts, where we used to hustle white boys for whatever their mothers lined their pockets with. Where we used to take food out of the mouths of boys who never considered a world where they would not be fed. Who never had to come home from college with 1 good leg and 1 sick grandfather and 1 whole hood being swallowed by shopping malls. And isn't this the story you were expecting? The one where I do not have to tell you that the hero is dead. I say a black boy's name in a poem, and the black boy already begins to disappear from head to toe. I do not have to say the word burial to have the taste of fresh dirt grow right under my tongue, and so I will not name the boy dead. You can still imagine him as anything that will help you survive the night. The truth, though, is that I come from a place where no one goes back to jail. We choose what box we will rot in. I am lucky that mine has windows, pays me a fair wage, gives me a week off to attend a funeral. I once saw Jason make 12 shots in a row. I have played enough of the game to know when it doesn't matter if you put a hand up. I once saw Jason holding his outstretched arms into the breeze of this violent machine while the net still trembled from another gentle kiss. Ode to the gentle kiss. Ode to the violent machine. Ode to the violence. Ode to the endless scroll of names crawling out of my phone. Ode to the bed. Ode to the glow of the telephone screen. Ode to the rage that pours from it. Ode to the night. Ode to the nightmare. Ode to not knowing which darkness will come for you next. Ode to the sleep. Ode to not sleeping. Ode to the cloak of sleeplessness. Ode to lying about why you look so tired. Ode to watching yourself vanish on an endless loop with no trigger warning. Ode to the endless trigger. Ode to the endless warning. The one that says they will not fight for you until you are dead, as long as you are a man who does not love men, as long as you are smiling in at least one photo, head tilted, an avalanche of joy overflowing in your mouth. I only have one mouth. I cannot make it into a graveyard for you anymore. I just learned how to make room inside for the name of someone who loves me. I blow it into the sky and it takes the shape of my mother's face. I am running out of room for all the other names. I don't know how to go a day without them spilling at my feet. I say Mike and a cardinal lands on my shoulder. I say Trayvon and a rainbow stretches over a city where it doesn't rain. I say Sandra and a new tree grows in my father's front yard. It stretches to the sky. It carries armfuls of light back to where he rests and reminds him that I am still a whole body in another summer of black smoke. We choose what box we will rot in. We choose what box we will rot in. I am lucky that mine has windows, pays me a fair wage, gives me a week off to attend a funeral. I once saw Jason make 12 shots in a row. I have played enough of the game to know when it doesn't matter if you put a hand up. I once saw Jason holding his outstretched arms into the breeze of this violent machine while the net still trembled from another gentle kiss. Ode to the gentle kiss. Ode to the violent machine. Ode to the violence. Ode to the endless scroll of names crawling out of my phone. Ode to the bed. Ode to the glow of the telephone screen. Ode to the rage that pours from it. Ode to the night. Ode to the nightmare. Ode to not knowing which darkness will come for you next. Ode to the sleep. Ode to not sleeping. Ode to the cloak of sleeplessness. Ode to lying about why you look so tired. Ode to watching yourself vanish on an endless loop with no trigger warning. Ode to the endless trigger. Ode to the endless warning. The one that says they will not fight for you until you are dead, as long as you are a man who does not love men, as long as you are smiling in at least one photo, head tilted, an avalanche of joy overflowing in your mouth. I only have one mouth. I cannot make it into a graveyard for you anymore. I just learned how to make room inside for the name of someone who loves me. I blow it into the sky and it takes the shape of my mother's face. I am running out of room for all the other names. I don't know how to go a day without them spilling at my feet. I say Mike and a cardinal lands on my shoulder. I say Trayvon and a rainbow stretches over a city where it doesn't rain. I say Sandra and a new tree grows in my father's front yard. It stretches to the sky. It carries armfuls of light back to where he rests and reminds him that I am still a whole body in another summer of black smoke.
Fear nothing but a need to know them. You know them, their God, and never to fear them, for this only. Who that whom should I fear, for not the only as you. You will always know what you do, for this always pursue. More in you, for the will know if it ever need to be. You need to know the not to live, for the die to learn, to just become everything that you are, for the existing, for the within. And you and your master, for the you and yourself, and you will always and indeed master the universe, to come to the creator, for the just to be with us, this to have to be obtained. Cognizant of your life and the creation. And the creator power for the purpose and the reason. Destiny, divinity for the move through the love and almighty spirit of God. And you find within for the so never without, for the never had the need for the which is and everything you could and will ever need. World is in iniquity for the pawn that perish, to be desolate, to be new, not that, for the new to ever be, for the new earth, new heaven, death, and this life are hard in hand, destruction for the creation also you will be, with both and always for you and the sun, for the sun to be the one, and for the whom is the lineage and the creator of heaven, for the earth and almighty, for the supreme the ruach, to whom we know the both serve, for the one another give grace to face. Anything what you know, for this is all not what you thought. Not a tool. We place in the garden for the reminiscent living critter with wings, and I have to take and fight for this memories down, for the surely find to be museum of the yearnings, and it's all for the pure, for the magic and the snow drifts, and the world all the full of notebook burnings, and it become dull and even still pale enough to purge and tread, suppress and pedals over against the page of this promises to make to yourself and not bite the empty, deeply enraged that for the giving the poison, but if you give it to me the hope and this to find what's blind and shining with the morning of a dew, for the mouth of for the ear, for until the dry words quietly whispered by you. There's many one colorful petals, so there are promises tucked away nearby, and admittedly for the comforted over your particular way. I find what's called between the dusty crossroads and just juxtaposed, to ever to find the small road for the bone. Meet the endless of the busy highways, and never to find a river to go. Just find rivers go to meet the unforgiving byways, and the fearlessly spilled upon the secrets without words. Pop out of the brain, the question to settle down, for to stop drinking, and over to stop thinking, and never to have yourself for the wait, for this to be myself, and never to know the love and the ability to you can have find that for the self and this of myself and the thoughtless and marking on the wall. You can find the reading carefully. There's no blood in the sheets, and that doesn't make you feel less violated for the spring and the what's finding here for the trees and the flowers blooming and never the days are no longer for the which is nice and just to find a poem to not a book and this is the book to not a phone or poem. The rebellious conviction and the mystery you heard me laughing and mostly to find the mean mugging fools of the trance and the thoughts of the minute for the dancing and what you find and really thinks that you're not a lot of top secret for the attraction of a friend. Walk by, blink one eye for this to wonder why I find the Christ who gave up the life and paid the price for the sins and I'm right and never to stare up at the sky for never to see the sun down. Just find a little loyal or till death. This part this caring for the patient and found and fade the kind for the mind true love. The light shines from the eye and eyes never to find a heaven the sky for the death of the dust and spill for the soul. Heart of the angels and the purest will go waiting. Bittersweet nothing for the lingering in my mind for the distasteful feeling for that what I hope will turn. And I bought it and you sold me nothing for the anything but a sweet smile for the joy for the laugh and the deceptive for the nod and you found a lyrical confession of what you find in this recalling of a thought flickering in the dark waiting for a spark for the first love for that thought for the starry nights and just charcoal brown eyes burnt for the bend and the truth for the try to see it clear and the haiku for the breathlessness and the facing of the wind for the cherry blossom for the stardust that feels like it's something already dead for the passion never will live this find a deep pain in the chest and never to find it you can do anymore for this to be the light clockwork this continue to hold the sun hand out of love for the every day for the head first and never got the fuel for the turn for the burn for the feeling and over for the veins and the curse and never too much of the charm of the wicked and the thirst hospitable for the inconsistencies for the incurring of the inconceivable for you can all have the victorious and over the remedy for this is found awakening paper page storms this reaction for the etching the good intention for the hieroglyph for the tipping the reaper that make the bliss.